The Women's Creative dares their listeners to hurdle their dreams. Tune in to our weekly podcast to hear from individuals who are breaking down barriers, solving problems, and making the world a better place. Hear the stories of these business owners who chose to take the road less traveled. Join us for Not There Yet.
All right, y'all. Hey, and welcome to Not There Yet. This is Stacey with The Women's Creative, and
this is Lindsay with The Women's Creative,
my co-pilot. We have been diving into some amazing conversations over the last few weeks. And as you know, Not There Yet is about growing your business on the road less traveled. And we have been speaking to some amazing guests so far. And today I had the opportunity to interview Amanda and Susan with Golden Gems and
the original baddies.
We're going to get into that, but let's do a roll call.
We forget to do this sometimes but we want to tell you what we're wearing, who we're supporting.
Absolutely.
What are you wearing?
So,
who are you wearing?
Well, as far as my dress, that's just a larger company. It's not local or anything, so I won't talk about that, but I will talk about my jewelry. My earrings are from Honey and Bananas. And she has vended with us at plenty of markets with The Women's Creative. So shout out to her.
Ooh.
And then my lipstick, I'm really happy
about
this.
Which looks beautiful if you're just listening.
Thank you. It's from the Lip Bar. And she, her name is Melissa Butler. She's out of Detroit, Black woman-owned business. And her brand is like in Target and all these other major spaces. So I really enjoy supporting Black-owned, women-owned, and all those things. So I'm just doing my thing.
Well, you look fabulous.
Thanks, Bill.
And I'm wearing Kim Teak glasses.
Yes, ma'am.
Woo woo. And Villa earrings.
Love it.
And I'm also sporting my purse from The Vault.
From The Vault. Y'all, The Vault is luxury, upscale shopping store, boutique that we have here in St. Louis. And they just always have the best brands, the biggest brands for the low. So if you're ever traveling to St. Louis, if you live in St. Louis, make sure you check them out. Shout out to The Vault. Lizzie,
we love The Vault.
I love all your sparkle, like everything. You're just glowing.
Oh, you're glowing.
You're so golden.
Stop it. You're a goddess.
You're so golden.
You're a baddie.
I'm leaning. Look, plug. As we talk about Golden Gems. So like the conversation was just so easy to talk to them.
Mm-hmm. It was so fun to listen to.
It's so fun to listen to and just watching their dynamic because they are sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, I just took away just leaning into your superpower and like continue to be consistent in your business. And sometimes you have to make a choice for if you want to stay where you are or do you want to go higher. Mm-hmm. And as you listen to the podcast, you absolutely hear all of those gems that they dropped. And it was just like, damn, okay.
Oh my God.
I see where they started. Like, they're so humble and they're just continuing to like live out their real, like their dreams. And they're 6 years in. And for them, it still feels like we haven't even got to where we want to yet. But they're
living the not there yet, but like they know where they want to go, but they also don't know where they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
They're on this journey of like they're constantly figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they're part of the 4% of women-owned businesses that are bringing in $1 million of revenue.
Right, that's huge.
Huge.
That's like one. Beautiful because they are part of that 4%, but it's also like, what the heck? Why that percentage should be higher?
Yeah.
For one, I feel like a lot of women that I know in business are definitely worth $1 million and more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, how do we like kind of break through that wall? Fuck the ceiling, break through the wall and get to that space of like making that money for our business. And I'm sure that they can drop some more gems if they come back again about like, hey, let's talk about your strategy and how you got there.
Yeah.
But what I do love is that they've been with their business from the beginning. Like they were, touching the fabric and putting together the things and making the decisions and eventually was able to grow by creating business and space for other people, the baddies, to work with them. And I think that's really cool is where you have to scale in your business.
I also love that they started like with individual small businesses on Etsy and brought it together because they're like, why are we not doing this together?
Absolutely.
And that's a beautiful collaboration that has spiraled into something that is gigantic.
Yes. Yeah. the brand is, I believe, is going to be big. They talk about all the spaces that they are in beyond St. Louis, and I just know it's just going to go bigger and better for them. And so I was inspired.
It was so inspiring.
And I felt badass afterwards. And I'm looking forward to y'all listening to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, can't wait. I had so much fun listening to it. And it's an inspirational story from them. And also just, Stacey, you're a business owner. So just hearing the three of you get to kind of speak about your lens on a business owner was very aspirational for me. So thank you for sharing this morning.
Yeah. Tune in. Stay tuned for a wonderful episode with Susan and Amanda from Golden Gems. Again, I'm Stacey. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all soon.
Bye. The Women's Creative couldn't be more excited to record our weekly podcast at Shock City Studios. Their large format studio specializes in music, podcasts, and audiobooks. If you're looking for a space for you, call Shock City Studios.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, that was so in sync. I loved it. Thanks for coming on today. Y'all, I'm so excited to be interviewing this crew. If you don't know them, you're going to get to know them and all the fabulous things that they have been doing and are going to continue to do here in St. Louis and beyond. But I have Susan and Amanda here with Golden Gems. Hi. Let's just hop right on into it. What is Golden Gems? What was the inspiration right behind Golden Gems? What made you all even start this business?
Yeah, we were, I think, Susan and I, we're sisters, first of all.
Awesome.
And, growing up, we always talked about wanting to do something together. So we both had started our own Etsy shops. And this is in 2015?
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Individually, separate Etsy shops.
Yes.
Okay. And we were like, why aren't we doing this together? You were doing banners. I was making enamel pins.
Right.
And we were like, we need to just join forces on this. So,
we joined forces in 2016.
Nice.
Came up with Golden Gems because we grew up on Golden Gem Road in Apopka, Florida.
What is that close to, if anyone doesn't know?
It's right outside of Orlando. So it's kind of out. It's kind of out in the country, there's orange groves and
nice.
Our parents still live there now.
Oh, cool. You can go back and visit home.
Yeah.
I love it. So you both have an art background, right?
Yeah.
I've done my research. I love it. And so it made sense to, in 2015, as you're individually doing your business, to collide together and start Golden Gems. And then you started Golden Gems in 2016. And it's flourished and it's taken off. Did it start off as something different? It has turned into something totally different now? Explain. Let's talk about that, the evolution.
I think at the beginning, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves for a long time, to come up with this perfect idea of something to do together or something to make. And I don't know, we just kind of were like, you know what? It doesn't matter. We're just going to make stuff and see what happens and see what sticks. And so, yes, it's definitely evolved a lot. But I think we did set out with a clear mindset of we really wanted to create something empowering and inspiring.
Absolutely.
We came up with our we spent a lot of time coming up with our mission statement, which is we believe there's a badass inside of everyone. And so our products are to inspire your inner badass.
Yeah.
Whether it's more subtle or a little more bold. But we want to empower and make people feel good. So that was really the driving force behind everything that we make is that. Yeah.
Absolutely that. And you all, did you always start with all the different products you have in your store now? It's t-shirts and mugs and with all these fun slogans on it. And
at the very beginning, we started with 10 products.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of keychains, a t-shirt, some banners,
some enamel pins and buttons. Some of them were Gilmore Girls themed. So like
Got it.
we have
Okay.
evolved. We have
Definitely
evolved.
Evolution, right?
We were
It's
also
beautiful.
we were like hand stamping all of our keychains ourselves in the
Wow.
beginning. You were
I was-
hand making all of our banners.
The banners, I was cutting the letters out by hand.
Wow.
Like I would trace the letters and cut them out by hand and put them on.
They
the
were a
fabric
labor
banners.
of love. Definitely.
Yes.
So
Yeah. We've
labor
definite-
intensive.
Yes, labor
We've streamlined
intensive.
a lot of our processes.
Good. But I think it's something beautiful in just knowing your product and having your hands on it and just knowing what you want to do, how it
Yeah.
feels, how to set it out for people, and to now trust someone else to
Yeah.
take over it, but still have your hand on it because it's your business
Totally.
and your baby.
Right.
So there's a badass in all of us, right?
Yes.
Would you say that's the slogan that you all live by, or is there something else like a slogan or something that kind of pushes you all forward in business or just
Yeah.
in life?
I mean, I think that definitely is a driving force in our business, but I think one of the other ones that we always say is make cool shit, take no shit.
Yes.
We came up with that when we were first starting. One of those late nights.
One of those late nights, getting a little crazy,
There
making
you go.
banners.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, we came up with like a whole what do you call those?
A mantra, a pledge.
a
I don't know what
pledge.
it's
I love it. Yes, it's a pledge. Yes. I love it.
And that was part of it. And now we have a big mural of that in our shop now. And it really is a driving force. We want to make cool shit, but we also want to take no shit.
Yeah. What does that mean? Like, take no shit? Like, off the top for you?
It means being unapologetically yourself, living life on your own terms.
Yeah.
Taking up space.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Taking up space, especially disrupting like the ecosystem and what traditional business should look like and all those things, right? I think I really love that about your brand and that it does that. It definitely has like this traditional kind of look and feel to it. Like if you look at your logo and the colors and things, and then you take in your product and you step into your space and it's like, oh, this is badass. I am going to take up space here. And you all have popped up on the scene all throughout St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
In other spaces, have you all grown to other cities yet, or are you disrupting other spaces? Like, I would love to hear about that.
Disrupting
Yes,
everything.
yes.
We are. We started kind of delving more into wholesale the last
couple years.
Couple years. Started out pretty small, but I mean it's gotten bigger. I mean we're in about 400.
I think it's about 500.
500,
500.
like boutiques across the country. So U.S., Canada. There's a couple in Europe,
Norway.
Oh,
Yeah,
Norway.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
disrupting
exciting.
Norway.
The
International.
closest I've been to Norway was Disney, Epcot. And I spent some time in Norway there, okay?
Yes.
But we also
funny.
have some key accounts. We're in. We have some select products in Urban Outfitters,
Love
Paper
it.
Source, Dormify. So that's exciting. So we're trying to grow our more national national customers. So yeah.
And you will, because the brand is amazing. Let's talk about being sisters and being business partners. And like, let's keep it raw. Let's keep it real. What is the greatest thing about it? And what is the hardest thing about that? You know?
I feel like it's the same thing.
It's the
for
same
both.
thing that's great, and it's
also hard.
Yeah.
We can be really honest with each other, brutally honest.
yeah.
Which I think is a great thing that we're able. We don't hold back. But it can also be the cause of
Fights.
yeah.
So I mean, we obviously you get into
family. At the end of the day.
disagreements.
Sure.
And we're just we're so close. The littlest tiny thing, we just are like, wait, why'd you say that like that? Or like, what's like it's so minute.
Right.
But we always work through it.
Oh yeah.
We work
Always
through
Are
it.
there strengths? Is like, do you know something more in business than you, or you know what I mean? What do you all know? What power you hold when it comes to the business, and how to just lead off on that when it comes to like your team or business, new partnerships and things like that? Do you all have like that?
Yeah, I
set
think
with each
I think
other?
one of the hardest things when we started was we didn't have really defined roles. Like we were both just like kind of we would sit next to each other with our laptops and like answer emails like
Together.
Right.
And
what are we doing?
like, we're like, we are acting like one person here,
Yeah.
just like connected at the hip. And so we have, like, I think we've grown a lot in defining our roles. So, I mean, I come from a graphic design background. So like I've done all the design work and like kind of taken over managing like the creative portion. I mean, obviously we still come up with everything like together. And like Amanda comes from an art background too.
Right.
She's just better at the she probably hates this. She's better at the operations aspect of the business.
Well, maybe because someone's not very good at the
Well,
operations side of
I'm
the
really
business.
not good at it. So it was
But
the,
you
like
know,
the better of-
where your weakness is, right?
Like I will let a bill like sit on my
Just
counter
be
at
there,
home,
looking
like,
at
oh
you.
my gosh, I need to pay.
She just told me about a speeding ticket that she got that's
Amanda.
like
You
2
keep
years
Oh
old.
my God. Like, we keeping it real. We keeping it real. So basically, she kind of just manages you just a little bit.
Yeah. So,
But you all know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
You all work and play off of it. And of course, it keeps you to have your business, which is 6 years in. Does it feel like 6 years? Do you feel like you've arrived? I mean, the name of the podcast is not there yet.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Right.
do you feel like I'm arrived, or what is like a moment where you just kind of look at it and be like, all right, this is what next looks like. We're not there yet, but we are. You know what I mean?
I feel like we definitely
6 years, feels like
6
that
years
sounds
feels
so long.
Yeah, I feel like we really started picking up the pace in 2019. That's when we both quit our full-time jobs to do this full-time.
Oh, that's empowering.
And then from there, everything's kind of snowballed.
That was a really hard
That's a bold
leap
move.
to me.
That's a bold
and we
move.
spent
Yeah.
3 years like maybe one day we'll quit our jobs,
Sure.
like our full-time jobs, because we had the shop on Cherokee and we were only open on Saturdays. We would come there at night after our 9 to 5s.
And was hand making everything
and
for
making
3
stuff,
years.
making stuff.
Full-time job.
Yeah.
And just going to just was like, oh, here's my
Yes.
side hustle.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Got to a point-
finally it was a breaking point.
breaking
It was like,
point,
you know
yeah.
what, this is not sustainable to do this anymore. Like
we gotta something's gotta change.
Yeah.
We either have to quit this or quit our jobs. So I'm glad we chose Golden
Yeah.
Gems.
Yes.
yes.
It kind of chose you, right?
Right?
I don't
Yes.
think that you could have gotten away from it.
No.
And I think that's beautiful to arrive at this moment. So what is new with Golden
Yeah.
Gems and what's next?
Yeah.
I know that's just what we're excited
I
about.
feel like we keep saying that this is just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have so many places to go still. But we did just hit a really big milestone this year, which is exciting. You know, I don't know if anyone knows this, but only 4% of women-owned businesses ever gross $1 million.
Right.
And we
Which
did
is
that this year already.
crazy. Okay. Listeners, clap for them.
I know.
Go on social media and blow them up and congratulate them. That is a huge feat. Like, it's like hard to get to that space. For one, it's a small business, woman-owned business, to get to that place.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean,
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we started Golden Gems in 2016, we each put $1,000 on our personal credit cards.
Yeah.
And have just like put the money back into the business
Yeah.
since
Right.
then. So it is really
Yeah.
kind of shocking.
what I've gathered from that is that you all invested in yourselves, like with your time. You sacrificed a lot for 3 years, right? And then you invested your money, and it's like, look where it got you. And what I feel like our listeners can take away from that is really invest in yourself. Like, if you see your vision, if you know your baby, like, stay with it, stick with it, and then if the consistency is the key. I've seen it time and time again as a business owner myself. Like, I feel like I'm starting to get to this sweet spot of like, wow, I am growing. Like, my business is really something. And I've looked back and it's like, what was the secret sauce? It was consistency. And it was investing the time and believing in my vision. And so, like, shout out to y'all. Big love to y'all, because that's like the biggest thing. And I think that people have to realize, it's like, what does that really look like? And it's like, invest in yourself. Love what you have. Golden Gems is like, you are our Golden Gems. Like, it wouldn't be no Golden Gems if it wasn't for like, you know, where you grew up and what you dreamed and imagined, and like how cool you all both had art backgrounds. It's just kind of collided And I think that that's like really cool and amazing. And y'all are badasses. And we're so proud of you and all your accomplishments.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in with us and sharing all of your great thoughts. Do you have
Yes.
any like last things that you want to just tell someone who is on their way and they are thinking about starting a business or they're in business and it's like, oh, I don't know. What would you just give them? What golden gem? I had to throw that.
I mean, I think at least I know for us, we, like Susan said earlier, we kept just like waiting for the like perfect thing before we even really started. And then finally we were like, you know what? We need to just do something. So like, you might not have like everything together and that's
Sure.
okay. Just start, you know,
Yeah.
just start it because I mean, you can't fail if you haven't started it,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
I think that's a great That's a great golden gem.
it is.
Another one I would say is investing in people. It's really hard to take that leap and hire people, like
Oh my
other
gosh.
people in your
Yes.
business, especially a small business. It feels like such a like, oh my gosh, we can't afford this, or what are we gonna like? I don't know. There's
Sure.
so many unknowns, but like every single time, like we have built up our team, hired amazing people. It has just like our business has grown so much
Absolutely.
more, and like it has pushed us to just get so much better, and like and it's
I
really
love
fun
it.
to build up. We have an amazing team
They are great.
of women.
Yes.
Baddies. Our baddies.
Oh, the baddies. I love that. Well, shout out to the baddies. The golden gems. Thanks, ladies, for being here
you.
again.
Thank you.
Thanks for all of the just insight. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Not There Yet. These are the stories of the road less traveled. This is your girl, Stacy, with the Women's Creative. See you all and talk to you all soon.